What's up guys, welcome back to FX channel. If you guys don't know me, I trade Forex, but trade currency pairs. So before we start the video, don't forget to subscribe, like and hit the notification button. So on today's video, we're not going to be actually doing anything much. Like I said, if you have not watched my previous video, just hit my profile down. You're gonna see my previous video, so you watch it. I was like showing you guys my journey, or let me not see my journey actually. I was showing you guys a particular account which I blew right now on Friday 29th of May. Yeah, we're in May, right? Yeah, we're in May. 29th of May, which I was like scaling up. We actually passed it, we got withdrawals from it, but aside that has gone. This is the end of the month. This is the last Friday. I think today is Saturday already, because this is like 12 a.m. in the morning. I'm doing this video because of you guys. So I actually did a video before, but it got cut out. I lost the file somehow, some way. It actually got mixed up and all, and I actually cleared my chat because I actually explained what we're going to be doing next week, and I actually cleared my chat, which is actually confusing me right now. So aside that, we lost the previous account. We got another account which was a 10k account and a 5k account. Yeah, I'm going to add a clip right here. Those two accounts, and that's the account we're going to be scaling up. We're going to pass the account. We're going to be showing you every details, every trade we take. We might not post it daily, but we're going to post it at least once or twice a week. So I'll move you to the chat and explain what we're going to be doing on today, or from next week. Sorry, the players are going to be analyzing from next week and what we think is going to happen next week. And before we start all of that, I need to tell you guys something. Before you do anything in life, add God in your life, because God is like a map. As I always say, He's your direction. He's the one that leads you anywhere you go. He's the one that moves things. He's the one that can grant you success. In your way to success, you always have to put God first, because He's the number one priority. He's the number one father. He's your number one map, and on making you look for where you're going. He's the one that show you the way. He's the one that leads you into the right path and the right direction. So in anything you do in life, involve God. Put God in all your plans, so you can drive higher and you can drive further. So aside that, involve God in everything you do. I'm going to move you guys to the chat right now, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do from next week. So guys, this is what we're going to be doing from next week, and this is what we're going to like anticipating on how the market is going to move from next week. So sorry I cleared the chart. I was expecting to show you guys next week, this week, past week that we just passed, the analysis we did and how the trade went, but that file is gone, and I don't know if I can't reverse already. What is gone is gone. So aside that, I'm going to add the clip of where I'm going to add some clip, because I still have some of the files with me, so I'm going to add some of the clip. So aside that, so we are thinking on Euro USD from next week. I'm actually, like I said before, I'm actually still going to post a video on how I do my technical analysis and all. So Euro USD right now. So we are anticipating two things on Euro USD. Okay, we're anticipating two things on Euro USD. I don't know, some people might call it like, I don't know, some people will call it, but right here will be our like buy zone. Like, we're expecting the price to do this, but we are still going to like reanalyze and all, and expect when we go down to the down time frame and know what our price is actually going to do. But from here, a quick review. Last 3 weeks we had a massive bearish candle. Last week we had a little doji. Doji is said to be a rejection, and here we have a bullish covering the doji, engulfing this last doji candle, in which means in a lower time frame, that's like buyers are stepping in. And from here we can actually see that that's a strong resistance and support. Here it was used as support. Here it was used as support. Here it was used as resistance. Here support. Here resistance. Here support. So we can see price is actually rejecting from that zone. as you guys can see, price actually retraced from that. So my total quick review of this Euro USD is that we are buying. So we're expecting price to buy, but if price like goes down this coming week, we'll be looking to sell. But our buyers from next week will be to buy Euro USD on the daily. On the daily, we can see we have a little, but it's not like a really break of structure. This can be said to be a break of structure, because on the internal structure we are going to see that this is a clear break of structure. If we go to the 1 hour, like I said, price have been going down, and you guys can actually see now this is a break of structure. So assuming market is opened right now, we'll plot our demand zone here. If market was actually still open, saying anticipating if market hits here, we'll take it for a quick buy and put our under this low. We'll put it under this low, under this wick right here, and we'll just expect price to come here, break, retest, and spike up. That's what we just expect price to do. But aside that, today is Friday. We are not taking any trade. Obviously market is closed. On GBP GU, what are we anticipating next week? Okay, you can see that massive this is we can call it efficiency, we can call it demand here, right here. But if we move this like from the week, yes, this can be said to be a resistance also. That's for swing traders. This can be said to be resistance, supports. This can just be like a little support, but it didn't like give us. But if you go to the internal structure, this doji right here is something on the internal structure, and give a nice buy if you like, the internal structure. This would like be a nice buy. But aside that, that's like resistance, supports once, and resistance again. Because when price, what did I just delete? Okay, when price came here, it moved down with a massive wick. When price came here, massive wick. When price came here, down, went up to retest again, down, then it went down. So that'll just be like a solid resistance. So if we are anticipating here, last 3 weeks, a massive bearish candle. Last week a bearish candle, but I didn't hit any candle, and this week closed with like a doji or something. So on GU, if we're swing trader and we're actually using this week, this doji can be said to be like a rejection from this candle, and it might be said to be this trade can be said to be a reversal to here, then down. But I'm not like anticipating that, but this is still a buy, because price will still have to, like, if that will be rejection from that zone, price will still have to do something like this before fully coming down. It has to give us that head and shoulder pattern on the internal structure. And what moves on the weekly, like as day trader, what moves on the weekly is massive move on the daily. Like if you can see now, sorry, on the hourly, if you can see, wait, let me show you guys something real quick. That same resistance, look at it on the daily, look at it on the 4 hour, and now look at it on the 1 hour. That's just from that week. So if we're like to take a buy from here now, these efficiencies are before. This was the last candle before the impulse. So long under this week, that is only 4 hour for a day trader. That's okay. If you are risking like $1,000, you're getting back, you're getting 4 grand back, so that's massive. So if you still want to refine and go to the 15 minutes, you want to refine, you put your stuff here. If you're refining on the 15 minutes and target somewhere here, that's a solid 6 hour, risking 1 grand, getting 6 grand back, so that's a solid win. You guys understand what I'm saying right now? So we're looking at the buy, we're looking at buys for GU2, GBP, JPY. I want to be like quick with this, so the video will not be long. What am I anticipating on GBP, JPY? This is a solid buy for next week. This candle at 1 2 of last 2 week candle at 2 weeks candle. That's nice. This week candle just closed with a doji, not really something, but on the weekly, just this candle, like I said, mostly 1 hour. You can see this is massive. This is massive trade. I think someone that was taking a trade maybe from here right now, let's say this was our demand zone. Price came in here back, just came in here before spiking up. So you guys can actually see that like nice trade. Have like a nice trade just to up there. We have not set, that's a 4 hour. We set our stop loss very well. That's a 6 hour. So that's what I'm saying. We are seeing a buy from next week on GBP, JPY, AUD, JPY real quick. I'm just going to say from the weekly, if you guys understand what I just said from the previous chart that we review, what we see this week candle ends last week candle with last week we had the doji, now we have a bullish, so that's a buy two. Like all the market are now a buy two. It's closed with a massive bullish engulfing, like a very good engulfing this thing, bullish candle. Gold, we are looking for a sell from next week. You can see on gold last 3 weeks candle, last 3 week candle was 2 weeks candle. This last 2 weeks doji, this week same doji, and we don't know if this, let's see this demand zone. That's one thing about gold does not like, that's one thing I don't like about analyzing gold. It's a stressful pair, number one. It does not like have anything backwards to, like, you know, have support and resistance. It just moves up or keep going up or keep going down. But see, why I still sell on gold is because if we can clearly see, this is a nice, if we are doing swing trading, this is a nice break of structure right here. You can see higher high, higher high, higher low. So we just expect like some reversal here, then down. And this can be like resistance used as support on the daily. We can see it's used, but back we can't see anything, so let's just take this too. If we move to the daily, you see it hits here, support here, resistance here, support here, resistance here, support, resistance, and we can see price broke this, price touched this area of interest 2 times and failed to break above. So we are expecting price to come down this week, which is this new month. So BTC USD is actually moving right now, So we are expecting BTC USD to go down, sell on BTC USD. So we move to the 1 hour time frame to just do some quick analysis, which we are not sure of. Just some quick analysis. So right here, this is something I will explain this in another video. This is something that gets some traders confused. We have an imbalance here. We have another imbalance here to be filled up. So some traders can mark this imbalance, which price do not come there before reversing back. So what I do is that I do this. This is the potential support resistance zone. This is another potential resistance zone. These are the two potential resistance zones I'm looking at, and this is our low. This is our low. This is our low. So now we will find 30 minutes. This is our new demand before the massive impulse, and this is still our demand. So on the 15 minutes I will take our trade. We'll take this as our demand. We take this as our demand. We take this as our demand, and let's use this candle. The last candle before our demand. So right here now, this is what we are anticipating on BTC USD. We can either sell from here and put our SL here. We can't obviously put our SL here. It will be not, the risk to reward will not be good, so we just put it here just to be safe. Then TP will be somewhere here. That's the potential 5R, and we can also still do this. And our TP will be potential 8.2R. So now, why I see some traders get confused here is that sometimes price just do this because this is imbalance to be filled. So price can do this and reverse sharply down, or sometimes price can also do this and reverse it shoulder. Now, if I'm in this situation, for example, if I'm about to trade Saturday or Sunday now, and I see this as my setup, what I'll wait for is like a break of structure. Here we have a break of structure. Yes, we have a break of, no, we don't have a break of structure there, sorry. We have a break of structure here. So now this is what I would expect price to do when price, if I'm selling from this zone, if I want to sell from this zone, put my stuff here, stuff here. If I'm to sell from this zone, I'll expect price to do this. Feeling this imbalance. It's not a most sometimes price feel this whole imbalance. You can still leave some little imbalance before reversing back, but it must enter this place, then come back down here, then price must always do this candle. This will be our neckline. Price must always do this stuff in the market. It must always give us a head and shoulder. Sometimes it does not give us a head and shoulder if the market have much momentum. You can just see price come here. That's when people that set sell limits order, like some people use sell limits, price come then sharply reverse downward or sharply go to their SL. That's why I don't support using sell limits every time if the market does not have much momentum. So if I wait for this price come down, giving us our left shoulder here, goes giving us our head and come down, price is likely to reverse up back to our entry, then with maybe a week, not that it will reverse with at least a candle closing above there, but maybe with a week then come down. This is where I'll put my sell limit. Then let's say price has given me this candle I'm looking for, then I'll put my sell limit here. I've seen this head, price has given me, price has broken structure here, then we'll have a break of structure here. When we have a candle closing over there, that's the break of structure. then I'll wait for price to go to my entry back. Then when price gets to my entry, I'll put my sell limit over there. Then that's when I'm going to trade. But if I don't see that there, maybe price just do this, because sometimes price can do this, come down here, then reverse sharply up, then make this head and shoulder, after reversing it makes this head and shoulder down here. This is what price can also do. Then I will put my sell limits somewhere here. This is where I'll put my sell limits. Then we'll have a beautiful sell. So that's what I'll be anticipating. But aside that, that's not what we are looking for. Well, let's just leave it like this and see if with this rush analysis we did, if market is actually going to respect it. But I'm sure market is not going to respect it, because we didn't calm down to analyze, we didn't cool down to analyze, we just rushed things up. So that's only what we have for next week. I've anticipated what we are going to be doing for next week. So, and also we go to news channel. You can use Forex Factory, you can use my Facebook. There are many places to get news from. So on Saturday, is this for real? Saturday 10:40. Market is closed for GBP, but I don't know why GBP has news on Saturday, May 30th. On Sunday, GBP has news, USD has news when in the afternoon. I don't know why. But on Monday, aside Saturday and Monday, we are not doing anything there. But on Monday, we don't have any high impact news. Okay, USD by 3 o'clock. PMI news. PMI news. That's just like an high impact news, but it's not something we should be bothered about that much. Tuesday, GBP, we have a high impact news on GBP. Wednesday, we have AUD, JPY, USD, and so on and so on. The only high impact news that is going to affect the market much is on Friday, where we have our normally NFP every month every Friday of the month, and we have on card too. So that's that. You can see price is already reversing up, feeling this imbalance right here, price is already doing that. That's that. What again are we going to check? This is where I journal my trade on Notion. I also check currency, live currency. Well, I don't how would I put this? I don't put my 100% faith on currency pairs, because sometimes you can see USD is strong, but the market USD is falling, USD is going down. So aside that, so that's what we're going to be anticipating on the market next week. So that's that for next week, and that's that for now. Like I said, before you do anything, involve God in anything you do. We involve God to drive higher and make way forward. Don't forget to share the word of God, the gospel of God. Always put God in your prayers, always put God in whatever you do, man. So don't forget to subscribe, share, like the subscribe button, and do all of that. See you guys on Monday when I post. I don't think I'll post on Monday. Maybe like see you guys next time. Maybe like on Tuesday or Wednesday. But I'm gonna post the video again. So GDs, peace out.